Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Snatch V Show. Today is all about fear because you know what? Lately, all I've been hearing is how many people are struggling with overcoming some of these self-limiting doubts that they put them on themselves, and a lot of that is because we put this ceiling. And when we place this, let's call it a glass ceiling above our heads, we're essentially saying this is what I'm capable of, and anything beyond that is just way too scary. I want to kind of share something with you that I had to overcome myself. So just over probably about over a year ago, I decided that I was gonna go off social media altogether. So I removed myself. I kind of like deactivated my accounts. I did what everyone else does, and I went off it for a month or maybe a month and a half. And a lot of that is because I didn't want to see things. I didn't want to say things. All it was, I just wanted to focus on what I was focusing on. And in the moment, that was kind of working for me. But I found myself just getting smaller and smaller and smaller because my reason behind that wasn't necessarily to just grow and things like that. I was actually hiding from the things that were there to challenge me. And a lot of the time when we think of social media, we're like putting ourselves out there, we're trying really hard and things like that. And the scary concept is, what if people don't like this? What if I hurt someone's feelings? Whatever. And that's like that glass ceiling. So it was hard for me because I was like, I know that when I come back, I'm going to come back and I'm not going to miss. And I made that promise to myself that no matter what happens, I won't miss. I will stay consistent. I will build the discipline. I will show up for people every day. I want people to feel like I'm going to show up no matter what. And when someone feels like that person's going to show up, guess what that creates? Dependability. And if you are a dependable person, you're reliable, people know that you are going to be there at any point whenever that you need. And so this glass ceiling that we all set for ourselves. And if you imagine you've got this glass ceiling set above your head and you have set that ceiling, and maybe it's just above your head, maybe it's way higher. You have set that for yourself and you have said, this is it for me. And in that, you have said, I can't go beyond that. That's kind of all I'm capable of. The problem with that is our self-limiting beliefs. That is our self-doubt. That is what we are scared about. That beyond that ceiling is the anxiety. It's all like the things that potentially opportunity. It's all these things that if we were to break through that glass ceiling, right, that upper limit, we could probably create a completely different life for ourselves. And I share that with you because a lot of the time people will get so scared about speaking up, showing up, being honest, being transparent because of how it may make someone else feel. The problem with doing that is you're no longer honest at that point. So out of fear, out of you feeling like maybe you shouldn't, you're being dishonest in yourself first and foremost, and then to the person or to the people around you. That is where the problem with fear comes into it. So when I came back onto social media, when I came back from a little bit of a break, I came back harder, heavier, and hitting like crazy. Probably a little too aggressive. And when I look back now, it's like I went from nothing to something and I went from nothing to everything. And in that, it was probably because in that time away, I built and built and built all of this inner resilience, all of this world inside me that when I came back like hard hitting. And that's sometimes the problem. We remove ourselves or we remove what we think we should, but then when we come back, we typically come back harder. And if you were to do that, then typically you can expect that you may not come back the way that you thought you were going to. And I share this with you because a lot of the time we will create this self-limiting belief. And when I call the glass ceiling, the reason why I call it a glass ceiling is because it is made for you to break through. It is made for you to step up, show up, and break through it with everything you have. The only way you're going to do that is through confidence and courage. You have to find the confidence and the courage to break through these self-limiting beliefs. This upper ceiling that you have for yourself is set by you. And it's also encouraged by your environment, by the people that are like, you shouldn't do that, don't do that, no, don't say that, because they are instilling this fear and actually pushing that ceiling down. This is why it's so important to surround yourself with people who want you to win, so that they keep on ceiling up, like elevate yourself, try harder. And when you aren't surrounded by those people, they're going to try and instill as much fear in you as possible, because the lower that ceiling, guess what? The less risks you have to take. Like, you're just going to kind of become so small in this world when you don't have to be that small. You don't have to let yourself be sheltered from everything. We need more confident people. We need more leaders out there. And the more that we step back and just feel like we can't speak up, the less we're going to lead our own life, the less we're going to make an impact in this world, and we're just going to be sheep. And I don't think that that's going to work for anybody, really, because no one's going to actually live. Like, you are here to live. You are here to, like, embrace the life that you have. Be grateful for what you have every single day. Don't try and just wish for more. Don't try and hope for more. Live today, be in today, and be grateful for what you have while still striving for what you want. But not only that, ask for some wisdom to know what to do with what you have. Ask for some wisdom to whoever it is that you believe in for what you're going to do with all of this abundance that everybody has. You have some sense of joy in your life. You're just not looking for it. You're looking at everyone else's joy. You're looking at something that you want further in the future, and you're not taking hold of what it is that is right in front of you. And that's where a lot of the problems lie for a lot of people, and average problems are going to be dealt with average minds. But if you can elevate past that, if you can try and become more uncommon, if you can try to bring yourself to a place where you are above average, you're probably going to even have above average problems, which aren't necessarily a bad thing. They're going to be what grows you, So you have to break through that glass ceiling. And everybody has a different glass ceiling. Everyone's got a different concept of what that looks like. Now, mine was, I didn't want to hurt people's feelings with what I had to say. For a long time, I would not share things because I didn't want people to feel like I was attacking them. I didn't want people to feel like it was just about them. I didn't want people to feel like I was trying to hurt them. So I didn't speak up. I didn't show up. And in that, I wasn't being honest. I should have done a better job of just doing it anyway, because at the end of the day, I knew that every single part of it was truth for me. But I put myself on the back burner, right? I would sacrifice my sense of self to make sure that people didn't get hurt. And I don't necessarily think that we should be doing that. I think you got to speak up, stand up, and be honest with yourself, be authentic. And so for me, that glass ceiling was that, and I had to go, you know what? It's not about all of these perceptions that people may have. It's about what's honest for me, what's real for me. And I want to break through that ceiling, that I have to almost, press the fuck it button and go, I'm going to do it anyway. And I did. And I haven't missed since. And the reason why I haven't missed is because I made that promise to myself that I would show up authentically every day and be what I needed to be. And it didn't matter if people loved it, liked it, or hated it. And here's the two components that I feel like we could all make a massive change in our life. Have people love you or hate you, but not tolerate you. You don't want to be tolerated, because if someone's tolerating you, they're basically just eye-rolling you the whole time. They don't like what you do, but they don't love what you do. They don't dislike what you do, but they don't hate what you do. Like, is that how you want someone to perceive you? So either love you or hate you, but don't tolerate you. Be one or the other, go all in, and you will know who it is that is going to show up and love what you're all about, and who it is that's going to show up and not like what you're about. And those are not your people. And you'll know who is your people versus who isn't. And you'll know who's going to help you see that glass ceiling and help you to break through it, and not just break through it, smash through it. And everyone has this self-limiting belief. This is something that most of the time it's hard for us. It's one of the hardest fears, and it's one of the hardest setbacks that is right there staring at you, knocking on your door every single day. And the reason why it shows up all the time is because you're not dealing with it. So start dealing with it. You have to progress. And as you're progressing, as you're pushing yourself, as you're getting closer and closer, edging yourself towards breaking through this glass ceiling, you're going to respect yourself more. And you're going to do this through courage. You're going to build the courage that you have in you by becoming more confident in you, by working on yourself, developing your physicality, developing your mentality, practicing your meditation, practicing your workouts, practicing your nutrition. You're going to develop all of this courage and this confidence to become this inspiring person that you deserve to be. Most of the time, we don't realize that we all can be that. We are very easily and quickly inspired by others, but take a long time to recognize that we can be the inspiration to them too. You don't just get inspired by other people, you can inspire them yourself. It's up to you though. And so that moment that you take hold of your life and where you're at, that moment where you decide right then and there, I am one decision away. And this is the decision I'm going to make today to completely change my life. And when you make that one decision to change your life, your whole world changes. Your inner world changes. Your outer world changes. You become a very different person. Your path changes. Your journey changes. The people in your life change. All for the greater good. When you make that promise, when you promise yourself that you're going to make that decision and you stick to that decision, you have made that one decision is going to lead to the version of you that you want, to the life that you want, and you're going to live in a higher sense of self. And not everyone's going to understand that, but you don't have to bring them. You're going to bring the right people with you, and the wrong people are going to stay where they need to stay. And I want to share that with you because I get it. I get why people don't necessarily want you to win. I had people that didn't want me to win. I still have people that don't want me to win. And I get that change, that shift, that one decision, that's tough. That glass that you see whenever you look up, whenever you're looking back, it's so hard to think that you are capable of breaking through it, but you are. And a lot of the time we don't realize that. And I want to encourage you today to look at what it is that your biggest fear lies in. What are you the most scared about? Are you scared of being alone? Are you scared of being fit? Are you scared of saying things that may hurt someone's feelings? Are you scared about making a decision that's going to impact a lot of people? What are you ultimately scared about? And can you approach that fear, approach that scarcity with the right decision, with that choice that's going to ultimately lead you to a better place? Can you do that? And if you say, no, I can't, that you're not ready. You're just not ready and nothing hurts you enough. And that is where most of the time people will do nothing. Indecision is a decision. And most of the time people don't make a decision because it doesn't hurt enough. You will constantly repeat bad behavior, bad habits, and bad aspects of your life because it doesn't hurt you enough. And only when you reach that point, that ground level, where it hurts so much that you have no choice but to change. It hurts so much that enough is enough. And you are making that promise to yourself that you will never go back to how you used to be. You'll never go back to the ways that you used to live. That's the point of change. That's the point that you are forced into that one decision. But you can make that decision before you even reach there. So maybe don't wait till it hurts enough. Maybe do something before it gets to that point. And you know what it is. It's reaching out to you. It's speaking to you right now in this moment, what I'm saying. But you have to reach that point and you have to focus hard and commit yourself to it. Don't wait till it's too late. Don't be tolerated. Find the courage. Find the confidence that you need and start changing your life. Your action will alleviate your anxiety. In every decision that you make, in every day in how you're showing up. And show up for yourself. Show up because you need to. And break through that self-imposed ceiling that you have set for yourself and that you have allowed for your life. So just remember, guys, you are one decision away from a completely different life. I'll see you in the next one.